Welcome to the master mode of the Champion Stadium Johto. So this time we're going to use the status condition against our first opponent, which is Karen. For this time, Karen is weak against Spark, so my team this time will be basically involving Viola, trapping the opponents, taking advantage of the battlefield effects, and I'm gonna have Leaf in the battlefield as well. That will induce the poison status. So right now I'm selecting the points for the battlefield. If you notice, I will be selecting the condition that will vastly increase the defense and the HP of my opponent. I'll try not to increase the attacking firepower of my opponent's team because I wanted my team to survive as long as possible. This will be a very draggy battle whereby I will rely on the poison and the trap damage in order to gain an advantage over my opponent. So for this battle will be interesting whereby you will be seeing all my attacks basically will deal very little damage, while I'll rely on the trap and the poison damage to actually get rid of the opponent's team. So yes, about the master mode of the Champion Stadium, every battle maximum 1,500 points, and that is why I'm actually considering what are the options to pick for this battle. So like I mentioned earlier, main important thing will be increasing the opponent's defense while not increasing their firepower to stay alive in the battlefield as long as possible. Alright, as we go into the battlefield, as you can see, Viola in the center, and we have Leaf on the right and left. First thing, immediately trap them, and then Leaf going to use Razor Leaf, hoping that we can poison them. And since Umbreon is going to strike first, it's going to get trapped, and the next target in line will be Sharky. And okay, this time all of them get poisoned, which is excellent, exactly what we needed. Badly poison will actually accumulate more poison damage as the battle drags longer, and getting the badly poison up in the first turn is the most ideal situation where you can shorten the amount of time taken for poison as much as possible. So the left and the right Pokemon, they do not have lesser poison, whereas Umbreon has it. So Umbreon is able to tank the poison damage much longer as compared to their sidekicks. So yes, you see there's one point I uses the just fantastic because there's one turn whereby Umbreon go back to attacking. That gives me one free open turn for me to do a setup before I use Infestation on Manipulus again. So one thing I kind of regret a little bit is allowing the gradual healing, because in my mind when I first picked it, the poison is going to damage the gradual healing anyway, but it kind of lengthened the battle further in the end actually. So if I were to rerun this battle, I will probably not hit opponent's gradual healing in this case. Right, so for this battle, Annie is either Leaf or Guzma to use the Sing move. It doesn't make a lot of difference because the overall damage is still insignificant compared to the kind of trap and poison damage that I can get. So you can see the poison damage is actually 4,820, which is really a lot. There's no way even Guzma's Sing move can't deal that kind of damage, given the kind of situation that I So I'm dealing, well, slightly below 1,000 damage, and the HP bar just didn't budge at all. So this is how ridiculous tanky they are, especially when Umbreon itself is really very tanky. So the main point about for this battle is survive, drag the battle, let the poison do the role of chipping off their damage in order to get rid. So yes, I will be relying on Leaf Venusaur's Mega Healing and Potion a lot just to keep me survive long enough for this battlefield. So let's check it out. Guzma's signal damage. You can see is how much it is compared to the other. And yes, 3,000. That is still a far cry from the poison damage, is only 5,000. So yes, this whole battlefield we just let it run, drag the battlefield one longer. I will be putting up the same grid for Leaf and Viola and Guzma, so you guys will have a general idea on how my team composition is like. For this case, Leaf do not need to be EX. I just upgraded her to EX because I like her costume. So for this team, EX is not exactly enough because it doesn't really make a big difference for them. So yes, I will just let the video running, and I will come back to you guys again on the next video for the next match for the next run.
sign back, and there you have it. You will be able to see the full effects of the trap and the deadly poison. That one turn is going to do like 12,000, 13,000 damage, and that is exactly the effect that I'm looking for. So in essence, technically, right now even if I only have Venusaur left, there is nothing Leaf needs to do. Hopefully just attack and he'll just be with all that additional trap. So yeah, that is the rationale behind this team, taking advantage of the battlefield effects when it comes to additional firepower, poison and traps. And yes, it's nice to see that Viola is at level 130 right now.
And moving along, we will go to the next challenge. Hey, welcome back. So this time is the round 2 and it's using sync move quickly against opponent. That will mean that our sync move counter will be at half of the usual for the first sync move. So for this case, I am kind of like at a mixed bag on how to balance out. If you notice, I'm actually further reducing the opponent's sync move down by another 2. Main thing is that I wouldn't want to increase the opponent's firepower too much. Neither that I wanted to give them way too much tank. If not, it is very difficult for me to really get rid of them. So this case, for this team, it will center around using Serena to prevent them, obstructing them from attacking me. So one thing right over here, the main striker for this team will be Blue, EX. Yes, Blue needs to be EX, if not, there's not enough firepower to deal with this team. So I just did guide you through a quick run through on how this team is going to run. Since I have the sync move counter -2, opponent will actually just need to pull off 2 moves. Use the first sync move. Mine will be like 5 and 9. So this case, since opponent will use 2 status moves, I will just use the first hypnosis to prevent him from using an attacking move. Then they will proceed to use 2 status moves and will use the first sync move. So for this case, I will quickly step up 2 Can't Stop Us from Serena, and that will guarantee that my hypnosis will always hit in the subsequent turn. So if you didn't notice, I actually also step up 2 Smell later for Blue, so he is able to have a higher chance to get critical hits, especially his signal. So as I mentioned, this is Blue EX. You will need to have Blue in EX status in order to keep them off. He will kind of act as a Sing Milk, Hurricane Sing Milker. So yes, EX will be greatly appreciated. If you are very lucky enough to pull off without the EX, that's good for you, but I mean you can't, because it's really very difficult to pull it off just to break it. One thing is that it's open if Koga's Metamorph will go down, all his subjects is able to use very rough moves like Slide, Earthquake, and there is very little chance you can survive through that after you bring down Koga. So in the end, going EX is the only route that I can do, and obstructing them to sleep is the only best way I can do to deal with this team. So if you do notice, I have been very malicious in calculating the next good time to use a hypnosis. For this case, yes, I managed to use it before Bruno starts, and that saved. I've successfully obstructed them from using a obtainable move. So the main thing of me is to use as many singles as possible given that very short time frame. So this battle is really very tight. It really requires very good impact timing for hypnosis. So for lesson sleep 8, where Venomoth has, they will typically looks up within 1 full round of the turn. Like you can see, for this case, I actually missed it by the mere milliseconds. And yeah, Koga put off a silver win and he actually step up. That's really very irritating. So main thing is that the losing criteria for me is that if Koga managed to pull off another single move, that's it. So I need to get rid of Venomoth. Only have I would say 1 chances left in order to prevent him from attacking, in order to prevent him from using the single move. Because once he uses the second move, he will go straight to use the single move. So I'm left with 1 last chance at the moment because he just pull off yet another attack. So this battle is really very tight on managing the how opponent is going to attack with the sing move. So yes, after I get rid of the 2 side kicks, it will just make managing the sleep a lot easier. So the pattern goes like this. Use a move, and then use another move and quickly use Hypnosis. That was actually much of like 2/3 of a turn. And that is how Lesser Sleep 8 is able to progress. So there won't be one full turn. Serena won't have the luxury to use a move before Koga to Hypnosis. That is not going to happen. So yes, as you can see, the pattern is there. Really very tight. The winning condition is that so long as Koga don't pull off another sing move, this team will be dead, even if right now it's full health, which is lucky. If I don't play it well, if Koga will be using move, that's it for this team. So yes, that is roughly the idea behind this team. Really very tight. Timing is very crucial. It took me quite a lot of tries to perfect it, and once done it, this is a very good run. Very tight and tiring one. So yes, one important thing is that I already used Skyla, so the next two battles I won't be able to use this potion below goddess. It kind of worried me a little bit because this is actually the second battle only. So yeah, I'll come back again on the next battle. The next one is probably the next one will be basically Bruno. I'll be going straight ahead to Bruno. Bruno's type weakness is a little bit special. It's very tight, very weakness, and there is not too much fairy strikers around. Actually only one, which is Sylvia. So in the end, Lysa is my pet Pokemon that will be using as striker. So team consists of Serena, which is going to provide healing and special attack and critical hit support, and we have SSB to provide the defenses and attack. Because Bruno is a physical attacker, all his Pokemon and sidekicks are physical attackers, so yes, as Blue is going to be there to rise my defense. So main thing about Lysa, she only have one role for now. Just keep using Moonblast, just chip off the damage as much as possible. So for this battle, what will be interesting whereby we will not be able to pull off a single move that is super effective, because Lysa is actually a dragon type that knows how to use the The other alternative that I was planning, that is Gloria. I did manage to pull it off that well, because Gloria is at 1-5, and Lysa and lucky enough to get into 3-5, and this more utilitarian is actually giving more flexibility in the whole battle. So I'll just leave a little bit. I'll come back to one more crucial point of the battle to explain more about the rationale behind this. This is going to be really a very good battle. And also, since we have a lot of time left, I'm just going to put up the Sing Grip for Serena, Blastoise, and Lysa's Scarlet. So I'll come back to it later. Alright, and I'm back again here, and Lysa is going to pull out yet another sing move. Kind of lost count how many sing moves is that already. We can just check it out the counter later. So yes, blue is already gone, Blastoise is already gone. The whole battle is still trying to drag and slowly chip off the kind of the damage that I'm going. So next up, Alakazam will go down as well, unfortunately. That is surviving purely with the Endure, and next turn, Alakazam will go down. But gladly, even though they are very close to use the same move, it's just barely enough for me to get rid of the Hitmonchan just before it's able to use the same move. That is a huge plus. That is actually the ideal situation for me to be. So the important part, 3v1 now is 2v1. Ali would need to survive this treacherous battle. So yes, after this rock slide, Ali will actually have the Endure over. So this time when I use Spotlight Place, I have the same grid where Spotlight Place will actually includes the Endure function, and I'm just going to use that to buy time to actually reduce my single counter down as well. So yeah, as you can see here, she is going to endure the earthquake. Right now 1 HP, with the Endure is still going to be 1 HP. And this Moonblast is going to be really big is because I'm going to deny that rock slide. And quickly use another Spotlight again to use another Endure. I can pull off a single. So this is the crucial part here. These two sidekicks, they are using a very move gauge heavy move. Rock slide, earthquake, all these are 3 move gauge moves. So after this sing move, I am able to buy time for me to use another attack before Conkeldurr can do it. And this was big enough to snag me the win. And this battle to me is actually the most satisfying and emotional because technically Ali single-handedly taken down 3 Pokemon. That is like, wow. But just keep enduring and enduring and enduring. She practically endured 3 times throughout the whole battle. It's like, wow. So as you can see here, the damage reduction, physical damage reduction, because this is mainly special attacking team, and I do have a couple of the firepower enhancement. And one main thing to think of is that I actually reduce my move gauge to 4 because there's no other better option for this case. Okay, so we will proceed to the last Elite 4 battle. This time is Whale. And for Whale wise, it's a balance between firepower and Wing Fang. So one main thing is no state reduction. That has to be turned off. It's because we're going to just make use of the unique points of our striker, which is Halloween Hubert for this case. And this team will be a very interesting combo whereby we will use our main striker, which is Hubert, Halloween Hubert, followed by Misty, which will provide the special defense, as Will's team is mainly special striker. And last but not least, we have Bandanna in the team, and he only has one job, that is to decrease opponent's defense. Okay, one main thing about this team whereby the Jinx will actually rise defense by 4 stages at the start of the battle. So technically we will need 5 Screech in order to bring her defense to -6 in order to maximize the damage that Hubert can actually do with his mighty. One good thing about this battle for the last one is that the move gauge will be charged faster, and this will be a very ideal situation for me in order to use Crunch and occasionally Bubble Beam from Misty in order to gain that passive healing. So the main whole idea for this team will be simple. Let's bring the opponent's defense, especially of Jinx for this case, and to -6 as much as possible. Use as many singles as possible from Mightyena. And yes, this Hubert is actually an EX as well, so it makes me a lot easier to manage the sidekicks while I just need to aim Jinx in this case. So then after so long, I can keep the Jinx attacks in check with Starmie. I will be able to bring chip off the damage down as we move on to every single. One thing about this battle is that since I do not increase the firepower of our opponent's team a lot, so that will actually helps in tanking the whole entire battle, even though their HP is actually significantly lower. So as you can see here, the crunch is actually doing as much damage as 4,000 crunch, which is, I think, is very very huge damage. If let's say it is normal non-master mode battle, Jinx would have gone in a couple of crunch already. But for this case, they're so tanked. There's really need to spend quite a lot of time when we crunch her down into comfortable level. So I just need to put up the sync grid for both Starmie and Bandanna, so we can know my general team build. Bandanna is just 2-5, which is good enough to get the Haymaker, which is needed for Sing Milk, and the Insult Heal Injury, which is basically increase the power of touch when opponent's defense is lowered. That is also why Nami is in this team, just to make sure that Jinx is at -6 defense. So with that, I'm just going to put up the sync grid for both Starmie and Bandanna, and I'll see you again on the next video, which is against Champion Stadium.
任せてくれ。ここはこいつだな。修行が足りなかった。ここはこいつだな。頑張ってください。始めよう。行くよ。よし、僕の勝ちだね。勝負楽しませてもらったよ。
Okay, we are at the victory screen for Will. So just going to give you a quick brief on what is my next team against Champion Lance. Because this team, even though Lance is Dragon Weak, but there is a lot of planning involved in experimenting with different kind of the Dragon type sync pairs, but none can actually match up against the strong attacks of Lance, especially when it comes to Draco Meteor, when it comes to Outreach. They are really very painful. So in the end, I set off with a very true blue team, which is Red Sing Noob inside. Yeah, quite unconventional, but this is the way to do it. So I'll go all out offense for this team. I set Lance to be all out offense as well. So the victory condition for Lance is really simple. So long he can pull out the first sing move, he'll win the game easily. So right now over here, first hit, direct hit fast, and one more direct hit from Lyra. They will get raised to +3 critical hit, and one My Destiny, plus one Sunny Side Up without Sun, and one more Sunny Side Up in Sun. That will bring Rain to +6 on the offensive stats, and +3 critical hits in time for maximum power Sing. Okay, so let me know. I'm just going to put up the Sing grid for both Venom and Red into the battlefield, which you'll be able to see. And yes, most importantly, this run I'm tried a lot of times. You need to ensure that Dragonite is not going to use the full Draco Meteor. If not, it's just going to just bulldoze the Pokemon defenses very easily. Let's look at the Thunderbolt image this slide. We all know Lyra is so tank and is still no match to Lance Dragonite after all the power. So yes, right now over here with the Sync move, it is able to bring his Psychic Pokemon into the KO range, which we will really appreciate it later in the match. And yes, it needs to be critical hit. If 20% chance that one of them is not critical hit, it's gonna, you need to restart it. So Sun is not off yet, but I need to set up Sun again because I will not have the opportunity to use that again since I only have 4 move gauge. This is really very tight, a lot of planning in the person to do it. Just keep Blast Burn all the way. I will be able to do the Blast Burn before Lance can set up the critical shield. This will be good because that will mean that each and every Pokemon will be within Raid's KO range. And they just constantly just dish out the Blast Burns, very fearful damage. That's it, we'll be able to snag out the win. This is basically the shortest Champion Stadium battle, but a lot of planning really done. I have ran out of all the mighty and powerful tanks, so there's no way that I can use a Dragon type Sync move to try to gain an advantage over the 16 firepower of Lance, because Lance is really way too powerful. His Draco Meteor is and Outrage is really unforgiving. So in the end, this will be the best, one of the best ones to get rid of Lance. Basically overpower him before he can even use a Sync. That advantage is basically that meant that I can set up the checkbox for additional firepower after you use the Sync move, because the whole purpose is that you cannot allow Lance to use a single fire for this one. So I wish you good luck in your Master Mode Champion Stadium run. This is really difficult but very satisfying run itself to gain the maximum 7,500 points. And yes, EX Sync pairs are needed, at least for now. If not, the struggle is really there. So if you like the video, I'll appreciate it if you would like, comment and to subscribe to the channel if you really like it. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video guide. So I'll see you guys next time. See ya!